Debt. Can't live with it, can't live without it. Or can you? What's up guys, it's Jake from Money Talks, and in today's video, we're talking about debt and how you can stay away from it. All right, now debt is an interesting character because there's some ways you can use debt that could be good.
You are absolute morons. This is unbelievable.
Okay, I don't mean all debt. Most debt is bad, really bad. Don't come for me, Dave Ramsey. I don't want the smoke. See, there's a difference between consumer debt and debt that can be leveraged to make you more money. However, the vast majority of people only use consumer debt, and that's the one you should avoid at all costs. Those two often get conflated. Don't do that. Consumer debt usually comes with high interest rates, and it's usually being used to buy depreciating assets, meaning things that go down in value. But many people today would argue, hey, there's no way to even live without taking on consumer debt. The Department of Labor Statistics tells us that 77% of American households have some kind of debt. And the four main categories are mortgages, credit cards, auto loans, and medical bills. So how can you stay away from using consumer debt? Let me go over 3 ways you can stay away from debt before the debt monster comes to collect. And guys, if you need help staying out of debt or maybe getting out of debt that you're already in, DM me on Instagram at Money Talks Jake for help organizing your finances and taking control of your money. All right, step number 1 of staying out of debt is building up an emergency fund. Not having an emergency fund really is an emergency. I recommend building up 1 month of living expenses before doing anything else financially. Once that's done, you're at least no longer living paycheck to paycheck. And the ultimate goal for your emergency fund should be 3 to 6 months of expenses. Unless you're a business owner or have a riskier job, then you may need closer to 9 to 12 months of expenses saved. Step number 2 of staying out of debt is buying what you need, not what you want all the time. The term keeping up with the Joneses is used a lot in the personal finance world. This is basically the idea that people don't just buy what's necessary. They buy things to impress other people. So if you find yourself thinking, I need a $40,000 car, I need an $800,000 house, I need a $2,000 dog, you're just wrong. You do not need a car from this decade for it to be reliable. It very often makes more financial sense to rent than to buy a home, especially in places like California. And last but certainly not least, Frenchies are so ugly. Why are they so expensive? Step number 3 of staying out of debt is understanding your emotions towards money. If finances were all about numbers, I could just be like, hey, you don't have the money. Don't buy that Peloton bike or whatever. And everyone would be like, yeah, you're right. My bank account is negative. I shouldn't buy that Peloton bike. Thanks, Jake. That was easy. But what actually happens is we get emotional about it. And we start saying things like, I worked so hard. I deserve this. I need this to feel better about myself, to justify that purchase. So now that it's emotionally justified, we find a way to make it happen. AKA, we take a loan out and we buy the Peloton bike and a monthly subscription in the meal prep service and a live-in butler to clean up the sweat off the floor after we're done working out.
Pure, unadulterated funk.
Hey, listen, all this to say you don't have to go into debt to live a good life. In fact, most of the things we go into debt for are the very reasons why we don't live a good financial life later on. But you have the power to change your way of thinking on money, on debt, and on what you need to spend. Yes, you may have to sacrifice looking cool and successful early on until you build the proper foundation to start buying the fun things that you want. But remember this, if you don't sacrifice for your goals become the sacrifice. Now, if you already have debt, you don't have to feel bad about it. You can watch this video right here to see exactly how to deal with it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.